Hey guys, welcome back to No Picniches Allowed. Today we're going to talk about, is love enough to raise a child? To some people, that's there's an obvious answer, right? Of course, love is not enough to raise a child. You need money, you need family support, you need structure, you need boundaries, you need rules. There's just a certain way you go about it, right? Love is not enough. As I was growing up, you know, I did not have the best childhood, and I remember at the time I had a godmother and her sister was speaking to my mom. Very deep conversation. And she told my mom that, hey, in her accent, like basically, love is not enough to raise a child, right? Mind you, that was more than a decade ago. More than a decade ago, she told that to my mother. And that has stuck with me for a long time. I always told myself if I had a kid, I will never bring them into a situation where I feel like I couldn't provide for them financially. I couldn't provide for them in a way that I know I could be proud of. I would have to give them the best housing situation, the best food, the best foods, the best living situation, not in an area where it's crime filled. And not only that, I had to think about it too. Like, where am I mentally? Like, am I mentally equipped to raise a child? Have I healed from my childhood trauma? And there are certain things that has held me back from bringing a child into this world because of how every adult in my life, it just seemed like children were a burden to them. My grandmother would always complain about money, complain about bills, how life was so hard. And, hearing that as a kid, it just makes you feel like, wow, like, I feel like I'm a burden. And no child should ever feel like they're a burden when they didn't bring themselves into this world. It's the adults that are responsible for raising a child, You should never have to tell a child like, oh my God, do you know how much money it takes to raise you? Do you know how expensive you are? How dare you? Because that child didn't bring themselves into this world. You did. You're responsible for that child. A child is not just something that you show off to your friends and at holidays. A child is a lifelong responsibility. You are responsible for bringing this person into this world. You are responsible for the actions that they take into this world. That's why every time when you see a child get in trouble on the news, guess who they want to blame? The mom. They want to blame the dad. People are talking about, oh, the parents need to go to jail, right? Because everybody know deep down, a lot of times, that child probably didn't have the best upbringing. Now, of course, you can bring a child into this world and you give them the best everything, the best education, the love, the structure, everything, and they still turn out to be crap, right? But those are only few situations compared to a lot of us who've gone through so much crap growing up, who's still dealing with childhood trauma. So the answer to the question is no, love is not enough. It's not enough to raise a child. Yes, money is a huge part of it for me because I know what it's like to grow up and not being able to go to school in Jamaica because I didn't have the money. I didn't have the money to buy food. I didn't start going back to school till I came up to the States, right? And so I had to go a year back. And I ended up going to summer school because I didn't pass my third grade exams. And that was a hit to my self-esteem because I felt so stupid. But it wasn't my fault. I grew up in a situation where I wasn't being provided for, And so I'm telling you this because if you're in a situation and you're asking yourself, hey, I want this baby, but I don't have the money. What am I going to do? Don't bring a child into a world and you have no idea how you're going to take care of that kid because that kid has to deal with those consequences. Even to this day, I still feel like I'm in survival mode. Even when things are going good, I still feel like, oh my God, what if this happened? What if that happened? You know why? Because the people that were meant to give me a security blanket never gave me that. They just gave me fucking anxiety. You know, anxiety of, will I have food tomorrow? Anxiety of, where will I stay? Anxiety. But at the time, being poor in Jamaica, I didn't realize the trauma that was being inflicted on me. I just thought it was just normal to be poor. And then you get older, you start dealing with certain things, and you realize, no, I'm still dealing with some trauma from that time ago. I'm still dealing with the consequences of it. I'm still dealing with that. You know, and those things that I've been through as a kid, and I'm not even mentioning everything I've been through. That's just a small portion, right? But those things that I went through as a kid contributed to my decision of not bringing a child into this world, right? Because I generally don't think I have the mental capacity to. I don't have the financial capacity to. Even if my finances were together, everything was good, right? Am I mentally equipped to deal with a kid? Do I have the patience? Do I have the kindness? Do I have the love for that long journey, right? Do I have that in me? And I don't think so, you guys. I don't think so. I just don't think so. And I think people need to stop telling people to have kids because, oh, you're young, you're not doing anything with your life, and so you should just procreate. That is so foolish. And I'll tell you how that happened to me. I just went to get some microneedling done the other day, and this lady told me, like, you know, I'm cool with her and everything, you know, and we usually have like little conversations. I don't really tell her all my business, but we are under the topic of childbearing. And I told her, I said, you know, I'm not having kids. Like, honestly, if I could get like sterilization, I would. And she was like, don't talk like that. You know, you talk like that in front of doctors, they want to take you away and put you away because they'll think you're crazy. And, you know, she starts saying, like, you know, if you're at home, you're not doing anything, like, you should just have a kid. Like, and it's just, to me, it's like, a kid is not a dog, bro. A kid is not a rabbit. A kid is not something that's gonna just die in 5 to 7 years. That is a lifelong commitment. You know what I'm saying to you? You don't just get to rub your hands like Soulja Boy when they're 18 years old because you think you're done. No, they still need help in college. You still have to guide them through life. And let's be honest, most of y'all adults, we still have not even got it figured out. You don't know what the hell you're doing in life. You know, a lot of y'all shouldn't be having kids. I mean, look at this world. If everybody was such a great freaking parent, how is that every time I'm going on social media, everybody talking about childhood trauma, they got anxiety, they got abuse from their parents, they got verbally abused, If all these parents were just these great freaking parents, why does the world look like it is right now? Huh? Why? So I do believe a lot of people shouldn't be having kids. You guys are not equipped for it. And a lot of people are having kids and they're not even financially in the position to be having kids. That's just my opinion. That's what I'm seeing right now. That's what I'm seeing, and that's what I'm going to stand on. Of course, there's going to be some parents that, oh my God, they have their shit together. And guess what? They are mentally in the positions to have kids. Sis, go ahead. Go ahead, sis. But a lot of us, that's not the case. And you got to be honest with yourself, sis. Yeah, you got the bread, but are you mentally in the position? I'm not talking about, boom, 18 years and you out the door. Are you ready for the rest of your life to commit to that decision and then be tied to a man, right, that you're not even so sure about yourself, right? And so, anyways, back to the little story time with my esthetician. I was telling her, like, Kat, you do not know my mental state. You do not know my childhood trauma. You do not know the things I've gone through. It is not right for people like you to tell people that they should just have kids because they are young and they don't have any serious responsibilities. It is not right because you do not know that person. You do not know them. And she's like, you know what? She said, you know what? You're right. I don't know. You know, I never thought about it that way. And that's how we ended the conversation. Do I feel like I was probably a little defensive? Yeah, but I feel like some people need to be more self-aware when they ask questions. They just, or ask questions, or even just, in this case, make a statement, because that's what she made. It was a statement. You know, and I don't know. I just feel like just like how women come into this world and they naturally have kids, I feel like people need to start accepting the reality that a lot of women do not want to have kids. That needs to be normalized. Whether it's for a financial reason, whether it's due to childhood trauma, whether it's due to childhood trauma plus a combination of other reasons they came up with, you need to respect that decision. And I need to respect the fact that a woman wants to bring kids into a world. I don't know why they want to bring kids into this world. When you know the climate issues that we're about to have, you know that we're going to have a water crisis in the next 10 plus years and countries will be fighting for resources. But that's not my beef. That's the decision you made, right? But we need to start respecting each other's choices. Like, if you don't want to have kids, people need to respect your decision. If they don't want to respect your decision, then they don't need to be in your life. They don't need to be in your life. Period. Okay? Period. Because what? Love is not enough to raise a child. You guys, I know I haven't been here for a while, but hopefully you enjoyed my little segment today. Please subscribe and like for more commentary like this, and let me know in the comments if you want me to touch on anything else that is on your heart today. Thank you.